Bienvenidos todos, muy buenos días para nosotros. Es un placer tenerlos aquí y tener la oportunidad de platicar con ustedes. Sé que hemos tenido varios acercamientos de manera individual y hemos empezado a trabajar para poder permear la información de USANA en México. Nosotros siempre decimos que USANA México es el secreto mejor guardado de la nutrición en México y necesitamos de ustedes para llevar este mensaje de salud que es muy importante para nosotros, que todos los mexicanos conozcan en función de poder tener un estilo de vida mucho más saludable, un estilo de vida sano y holístico, desde luego por todas las situaciones que hemos vivido recientemente. Así es que para eso, pues a mí me da muchísimo gusto tener en México a nuestros ejecutivos de alto nivel, que además agradecerles porque esto es una práctica muy común de ellos, estar visitando los mercados, dar a conocer nuestra empresa, nuestro producto y sobre todo nuestra filosofía, que es una filosofía inamovible, que rige todas las acciones que nosotros hacemos y que tiene que ver con ser la familia más saludable del planeta. Me da muchísimo gusto presentar a Jim Brown, presidente de USANA Health Science, quien nos dará una presentación en unos momentos más, a David Mulham, que es el director global comercial para USANA Health Science, y a Ginny Price, vicepresidenta de ventas para Américas, Europa, Australia y Nueva Zelanda. Muchísimas gracias a los tres por estar aquí, muchísimas gracias por propiciar este momento de comunicación que en México sentimos que es muy importante y muy relevante y que podamos establecer con ustedes una relación de largo plazo en el que podamos tener una costumbre de fomentar la salud y que vean a USANA como un aliado en la salud de cada uno de los mexicanos. Sin más preámbulo, le voy a dar la palabra a Jim, que sé que tiene una presentación que explica muy bien las generalidades de USANA. Yo creo que con esta presentación vamos a poder tener mejor contexto de qué es lo que está haciendo USANA, qué vive el día de hoy y poder de alguna manera situar nuestra conversación posterior en función de la información que vamos a ver en esta presentación. Adelante, Jim.
Thank you. So thank you for coming. Welcome. I'm the president of USANA. So I'm going to go over a high-level presentation. And remember, if there's questions that we have a panel so we can answer anything, just write them down, or you could stop me, but it'd be hard with the translations to do that. So our overall mission is to be the healthiest family on earth. Very lofty, and one of the things that we've done this year, and is later on I'll talk about it as well, but we defined that now. We have about 450,000 active customers, and what we want to do, the goal we've set is to get to 1 million, right? The healthiest family on earth is very lofty. We need to have steps to get there so that people have a target to go for. So that's what we're shooting for as a company. These are our 4 core values: integrity, community, excellence, and health. And that's basically what runs all of our decisions. And I'll talk specifically about community, something we're very proud of, a little bit later in the presentation. I'm trying to do this in about 15 minutes. So we were founded in 1992 by Dr. Myron Wentz. He was a scientist working for a company called Goal Laboratories. And at Goal, he was working on diagnostic tests, basically trying to find if your body potentially has some type of disease, and that's what it was all about. In that research, he figured out right away that because he had to grow cells, you had to give them nutrients to grow cells. So he thought that if he made multivitamins like you have on your desk and what we sell, that if it's good enough for the cell, it'd be good enough for the body. That's his mentality. So he went to Goal Laboratories and told them this idea, and they actually told him they didn't want anything to do with it. It's somewhat amusing because we've gone to $1 billion company and Goal Laboratories hasn't. So they made a pretty tough decision. But he went and made a line of multivitamins, and in that time period, here's pictures of him, but we started USANA. So USANA was founded in '92. It was at a small facility, and then we moved into where we're at now, a larger facility. We have 2 facilities, one in Salt Lake City about 350,000 square feet, and then one in Beijing, China, the same size that just works on the Chinese market. So we're in 24 markets. All of our products come from Salt Lake City for the 23 markets except for China. What he started off and what was different about our multivitamins at the beginning in '92 was the potency. We made an extremely strong multivitamin because through his research, he figured out the different levels, and they were much bigger than the USDA recommendations that were out there. So that's what we were known for, that and clean manufacturing and taking a pharmaceutical grade mentality to how we make our vitamins. So very high quality and high potency. Another area that we started in that time frame was a relationship with athletes, both professional athletes and Olympic athletes. And what that relationship is not every professional athlete that we have, but there's a process that they go through and they register, and we give them $1 million guarantee that they won't test positive for anything on the list, right? Professional athletes, especially you see Olympic athletes, are always being tested for things that are on the banned substance list. So we have that guarantee. We've never had to use it. The other interesting thing about what we do for our athletes is their products are no different from the products that you have on your table right now. We don't make anything specific for them. They just trust that they're not going to have anything in it that they shouldn't. So it's gone from, in the 90s, we probably had hundreds or thousands of athletes. Right now, we have 4,500 athletes that take our products. And it helps with the field when they're introducing and trying to grow the family, because if a professional or Olympic athlete takes our products, then of course it would be good enough for you. And that's kind of one of the mottos that we have. So in '98 is a milestone for us. We hit 100 million in sales. Like I said a little bit earlier, we're tracking the last few years. We've been $1 billion US in sales, and we're in 24 markets. So jumping up to the next few years, what happened? We expanded our footprint and really invested in the science side. We spend about 1% of our total budget just on R&D. We have, at our facility, we have about 80 scientists, quality experts, lab people that work on our products. And again, Dr. Wentz was a scientist and is true to that today. So when we talk to him, he always goes back to the product. He doesn't really worry about the management team running the company. He's always trying to dabble in, trying to make the new the best and continue our upgrades on our products. The health pack was introduced, and that's what you have in front of you now. It looks a little different. It's changed. We probably upgrade the health pack every 5 or 6 years with the science that's out there, maybe some new ingredients or changing the mix. But it's one of our flagship products. Inside, when you go in there, there's little packets that are your AM and PM, so it's easy to put it in your pocket, take it at work or whatever. So that's why it's very convenient, and it's why it's one of our best sellers is the health pack. We got our first patent in that time, olive oil. It's an extract from olives that we use in a few of our products. And just why I have that, we have multiple patents, but this was the first one that we ever got, so I wanted to highlight that. And we're audited. We're audited by the FDA in the US, we're audited by the TGA in Australia, New Zealand, the CFDA in China, and we register in all 24 markets that we're in. So we go by any audits that might happen here in Mexico from import and shipping. It's a little bit easier here in Mexico because we're not producing products. We produce all of Mexico's products in the US and Salt Lake City, but we still have to follow all of the different regulatory agencies. We also have up here a company, NSF, that's known throughout the industry. We have them audit us as well. They're a third party. They're not with the government. They do it on their own just to be able to rank and help people go down the path to again, make the best quality possible. In that time period, this is one of the things that I'm really proud of. We founded the USANA True Health Foundation. Now it's the USANA Foundation. We changed the name because of registration issues in different countries. It was easier to register USANA Foundation. At the beginning, the Children's Hunger Fund's up on that slide. We had a partnership with the Children's Hunger Fund. They had a network of probably 50 different countries that they were helping. And we basically gave food back to families, and a lot of the work was done in Africa at that time, but we've now expanded to include all of our markets, all of our 24 markets, so Asia Pacific heavy as well. But we've always tried to give back as a company. I'm going to talk about this a little bit further. The last slide I have is on where we're at today, another area that we're very proud of. But again, remember the way we did it was we made food boxes and delivered them. And so they had food for about a week or less according to the size of the family. All right, 2010 to 2019, one of the things that we did was we got on the New York Stock Exchange. Before that, in the 90s, we were traded on NASDAQ, and we upgraded to the New York Stock Exchange. So we're publicly traded. If you want to look at any of our financial statements, they're out there. We're audited by KPMG, one of the top 4 accounting firms out there. And so we're very transparent as a company. It's, you get to see our profit loss, you get to see our sales, and every quarter we have specific forms that we have to do for tax purposes, of course, but as well as to stay up to speed with the New York Stock Exchange. In this time period, this is our flagship technology, intelligence. It's a way that basically gets your cells active and being prepared for stuff that's coming at you, and it's great for stress of the cells. And I don't know if we have more in that, but there's a better scientific explanation of that. But it's what sets our products apart from other multivitamins. They don't have it, and it's patented, and it's kind of our flagship, and we have it in probably about 10 or 15 of our products. If you count on the right is our skincare line. I'll go through it when we do Q&A and get a better answer if you need to. ConsumerLabs.com, I wanted to throw this one out there, rates us as the top rated direct selling brand, and it's all about vitamins. And we have over 800 different awards that we've won since 1992. And why that's important, it shows, the company itself is at the standards it can be to get awards, and it helps our direct sellers when they're promoting the company to make the USANA family even bigger. Okay, 2020 to present right now. One of the things we do is we invest in the company. This is a new facility that we have in Salt Lake City. It's different because we weren't in the foods business. We would have other people make foods for us, like bars and shakes. We got into the business. This is our facility. So we produce worldwide. When you put China into place, probably about 65% of our products we actually do. Anything we don't do, specifically make that product, goes through a USANA lab or a USANA certified lab, because we test everything to make sure it meets our quality standards. Technology. This is what we've probably spent the most money on in the last 5, now I would probably say the last 7 years, is on desktops and laptops, right? In the world today, we do have a laptop right here because it's specific, but most people, if you're not typing up something, are doing all the business off the phone, so we have to get there. So we've invested, we have about 230 IT people in US, and about 30 in China, and we continually just upgrade because we want to be the company that's very simple to run. You can find information on our products, and it's a great tool for our associates to be able to run the business. But we'll continue to invest in technology. I don't know when that ever changes at this point in time. If you look at, we were just talking about it today, that TikTok's the new greatest thing. And after, I don't know, a few months or a year, it'll be something else. So we have to stay ahead of that. So I talked about it before, but that's what we're shooting for, is 1 million families. We're hopeful to get there probably in 5 to 7 years. Right now we're setting all that up. We're literally in our budget process for 2023 and setting these numbers up. But it's a lofty goal, but we feel we can get there. We've gotten basically half of that in 30 years, because we're 30 years old. I don't even know if I said that earlier, but hopefully we'll get to double the size of our company in 5 years. We won't be happy if it takes 30 years. I talked about the athletes you trust, and again, that $1 million guarantee. But right now we have about 4,500 athletes. And again, it's very important for our field. It gives a level of credibility that other companies don't have, because athletes trust our products. And again, no one's ever tested positive for a banned substance. All right, this is my last slide I want to talk about, giving back, right? USANA is in the 90s, late 90s, founded the True Health Foundation. and I said it moved into the USANA Foundation. That was mostly for registration processes. We wanted to be in all 24 of our markets, so in that market, someone could give back and get the tax advantages and all that goes along with helping your community. This is one that we're proud of, and it shows a garden tower. And what's different about it, we introduced this about 1.5 to 2 years ago. We had a goal this year to fund 30,000 garden towers. You buy these at $20 for each, and we gave that challenge to our field, and we funded 30,000 thus far. We've installed or made 10,000 garden towers around the world. And what's different about this, it's not a box of food, right? It is a way to grow vegetables. You can put about up to 30 different vegetables in this. It takes 30% less water than if you put it in a normal garden. And you can grow food all the time, so it's a sustainable way to basically help families in need out. And the other thing that's great in a lot of countries, according to the size of the family, they actually make more than they can eat. So it's an income as well as they go and they sell those vegetables at a market. So very proud of it because it's sustainable. Now, the company in general follows a bunch of ESG guidelines, environmental, social, and guidance. We want to make sure we're hiring with diversity. We want to make sure, we're giving back to the communities, that our environmental footprint is less and less as we work to get to zero or neutral at some point in time. But that's just an area that, again, we're very proud of. We're doing it here in Mexico, and we can talk specifically about it. That is my presentation. So I guess we'll... Yeah, science is great. What sets us apart, I think, from other companies that are in multivitamins and everything else is that fact that we were founded by a scientist. And I said it earlier, to this day, he's very involved with the company. We're publicly traded, but he owns over 40% of the company himself. And when we get the phone calls from Dr. Wentz, it's always about science. Very seldom, sometimes it's about stock price, but very seldom is it, how are you running the company, or what are you doing, or where are you going into next? He's worried and involved in the science, right? He sits back and continues his knowledge and trying to grow as a scientist, and that's when we get the phone call to talk about specific ingredients or how they're put together. But science is a great word. That's how I do it. The other one I would say is empowerment. We empower our field to be healthy and have a business opportunity as well, but we give them the tools, and it's empowering for them to run a USANA business.
Okay, thank you very much.
Question, it's great on what we're doing, right? The longevity specifically, we're just basically doing science on it and our products. Now, we would never sit back and make a claim that you take this, you're going to live longer, because we really don't want to make claims, but we're a lifestyle company. And what I mean by that is we have the greatest products that are out there, but the products themselves won't make you a healthier person. You're going to have to change your eating habits. You'll have to potentially work out or walk or exercise some. So it's kind of a three-pronged approach. Today it might be four, because there's a lot of talk out there about stress management as well, the mind and body. But when we really set up, right now we're setting ourselves up as a holistic health company. And that's the mind, body, and everything else. And then how do we promote that, and how do we train for that? Our scientists, besides sitting back and actually making products, we have a website that's called Ask the Scientist. There's all types of information. When we have meetings, Zoom meetings, or like today, we're going to meet with a lot of our independent associates here today. We'll talk science, what's coming out. Again, we push to make a change in your life, and we know better than say, if you take vitamins, it's gonna change everything. But the reality is, we don't eat as well as we should. I mean, we ate really well last night, and we're paying for it with the restaurant here. It was fantastic. But day in and day out, you're just not getting all the nutrients. We hit a fast food place once in a while and all of that. So we feel that vitamins will fill that gap on your health. But again, it's a whole body experience, right? But longevity is kind of out there right now when you look at different things, and there's different companies that are trying to work on that. We do it through the multivitamins, but we don't have anything specific that I would say, take this and you're gonna live longer. Does that answer that?
Yes, I would also like to go a little bit deeper on the issue that, are you combining your technology tools with your vitamins and with the environment, the wellness routines to make more, so the people are more aware of that kind of lifestyle?
Yeah, when we target, like if someone asks me what our target audience is that we hit, now we hit people from literally Gen Z, millennials, all the way up to 70s and 80s. But really our target is probably 30 to 50-year-old females that's there. And it's people who are health aware, right? We're not looking for people who, even though we have a lot of athletes that work out hours and hours a day, that's not our target audience. We want people who want to be healthier, but they're not taking it to an extreme degree because our products aren't built for like bodybuilders and all of that, right? We don't have the protein amounts in it, but we have healthy protein. So that's again going back to that lifestyle. Did I answer that? Okay. Yeah, go for it. Yeah. I don't want to take the mic.
Lo digo, well, I'll just say it in English. I mean, we are looking at...
Si quieres en español, mejor para hablar.
Okay, sí, estamos investigando ahorita opciones diagnósticas. En realidad, con la tecnología a donde va es esa habilidad. El problema que tiene el ser humano es que se le olvida tomar las vitaminas. ¿Cuántos de ustedes, verdad? Sabemos que tenemos que tomar la vitamina, pero muchas veces se nos olvida. Entonces, ese seguimiento de la constancia en tomar el suplemento es lo que realmente a largo plazo crea esa constancia de salud. Entonces, ahorita estamos como empresa poniendo mucha atención en opciones diagnósticas, viendo cómo podemos integrar tecnología para precisamente ayudar a las personas a que mantengan exactamente
El apego al tratamiento y a todo el procedimiento.
Exactamente, o sea, hay una serie de diferentes tecnologías que estamos estudiando porque, o sea, una cosa es cómo puedes medir los niveles de nutrientes, y cómo, de acuerdo que vas tomando la vitamina, vas tomando el suplemento, vas haciendo el ejercicio, vas haciendo cómo vas mejorando en tu trayectoria de salud.
Con respecto a la estrategia de impulsar una cultura de prevención, prevention culture, promotion worldwide.
Yeah, another thing, and I should have said it in my opening comments, and I went through and deleted some slides because it was a much longer presentation, but just for general knowledge, so you know a little bit about the company, 86%, now this is global, but 86% of what we sell are vitamins, nutritionals. 7% foods, we have a foods line, and then 7% skincare, right? And when we talk about the foods and skincare, you get, I wouldn't say immediate, but you get a healthy lifestyle, you feel it, right? So vitamins are tough because you just don't feel it the first day you take them. It takes time to get there, and we challenge our people to, as well as have a healthy lifestyle, get a physical, and you get blood work done and see the changes that happen over time. But we look at the lifestyle products of both foods and skincare as a way to introduce people to USANA. They feel something and then they want to learn more and move into, more holistic health and the vitamin side.
Y a mí me gustaría agregar que al ser una compañía basada en ciencia, el objetivo es la nutrición celular. Y la nutrición celular va directamente a prevenir la oxidación de las células. Entonces, esto es importante mencionarlo porque nuestros productos en realidad buscan ese momento de retardar la oxidación de las células. Y lo puedes hacer, no solamente tienes que esperar a la tercera edad para poder consumir suplementos, sino que lo puedes hacer en cualquier momento. Esto te ayudará a tener un sistema de salud más fuerte y a tener, desde luego, un sistema inmune más fuerte. Es por eso que la suplementación tiene que darse en cualquier etapa de la vida.
Y en cuanto a la promoción, ¿me puedes mencionar lo de Hola USANA?
Sí, tenemos nosotros un blog que esperaría que todos conocieran y si no los invitamos a que lo conozcan, que se llama Hola USANA. Es un blog local en donde nosotros tenemos mucha información acerca del estilo de vida que USANA pone sobre la mesa para todos los mexicanos. Incluso en la parte de más abajo tiene las ligas para poder entrar a toda la información que Jim nos platicaba en su presentación, que es pregúntale a los científicos. De tal manera que todas las personas que vayan al blog de USANA pueden conocer desde información redactado a manera de artículo que habla de alguna cosa en específica, o ir a la información más específica científica de la compañía en términos de productos, en términos de padecimientos, y es un blog que funciona para todos porque tiene un nivel de información muy detallado.
Me gustaría añadir, yo creo que una de las cosas que USANA realmente es reconocida y es parte de nuestra cultura es la educación realmente acerca de la salud. Precisamente ese website de Pregúntale al Científico tiene una serie de información acerca de todo, o sea, no solamente nuestros productos, sino en realidad poner información hacia el público para que entienda cómo se puede cuidar, o sea, no tiene que necesariamente comprar el producto, ustedes pueden ir y aprender, porque mucho de lo que vemos es una falta de conocimiento realmente de cómo cuidarnos, ¿no? O sea, realmente, y lo vemos en todos los países, pero en México yo creo que hay una gran necesidad realmente de educar al público, de realmente, vemos muchos, inclusive en Estados Unidos, vemos muchas personas que introducen productos en el mercado, sobre todo después de la pandemia. Ha habido un influjo tremendo de productos que realmente no tienen ese apoyo científico, o que cuando uno pregunta, oye, espérame, ¿de dónde viene o cómo, de qué está hecho? No existe esa parte científica y esa parte educativa, que es donde realmente USANA, al exponer nuestra misión de crear la familia más saludable, realmente es algo que vivimos y que nos orgullece muchísimo el poner educación frente a la persona para que esa persona pueda hacer las decisiones personales para mejorar su salud.